All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Jacob Hester and Matt Flynn.
Okay, here we go.
Where the plays get broken down and science gets denied.
Hey, they said I got to come off the bench.
Hour 2 of Off the Bench, live from the Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge studio, starts now.
All right, and welcome back in. Hour number 2 of OTB 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge. We are here live from the College Football Hall of Fame, SEC Media Days 2025. And, of course, this trip and our coverage brought to you by Parish Construction and Roofing. Sign up for a chance to win $10,000 at parishbuilt.com. And also presented by Rev and Relief Windows. And here in this show, we're going to talk a lot, obviously, of college football. But let's go ahead and get this thing started because there's some LSU baseball news.
It's time to get glowing, courtesy of GoFlow IV Spa, where hydration, vitamins, and a summer-ready glow are always on tap. Now, for starters.
All right, go to GoFlowIV.com, GoFlow IV Spa. Check out their Facebook page. Go ahead and be hydrated here for the summer. Book your appointment today. Again, go to their website to get everything started. That is GoFlowIV.com.
Yeah, you need a quick boost, need to get hydrated. Maybe you had a rough night. Maybe you're prepping for one. Not feeling just yourself. Go to GoFlowIV.com, located right there on Jefferson. Go to their website, see their membership, see their services, their package, whatever it is. Get hydrated, get vitamized. Go to GoFlowIV.com.
All right, so, we are here in Atlanta, and there is a lot of things going on in Atlanta currently. It is not just SEC Media Days. There is a two-night Beyonce
It was a hustle and a bustle
concert.
yesterday.
The traffic was brutal. There was a WWE event as well. There's the MLB All-Star Game, and there's also the MLB Draft. So a lot going on here in Atlanta.
Beyonce was like...
I was about to say, of the things here able to attend, I don't know. I don't know which one I would choose.
So
maybe
we walk in...
R&B Thursdays is there for a reason. I got some deep love for R&B.
So we walk in the hotel yesterday to check in, and by the check-in, there's this red carpet with a spotlight, and Beyonce just sitting at the end of the red carpet. I was like, oh, my God. And I was like, oh, that's a cardboard cutout.
Yeah.
And it was just right in the middle of the lobby. And we didn't know at this time that there was a Beyonce concert. And I was like, that's a strange thing to have just sitting around. So we're checking in, and all of a sudden I see someone with a cowboy hat on and a sparkly skirt. I see another cowboy hat. All of a sudden I'm like, this is strange.
The cowboy hats.
This is a thing. What is happening around here? And of course, I think Beyonce did 2 or 3 night concert. I don't know if it ended last night. But there was certainly a buzz.
I think there's one more night. Yeah, there's one more night because I'm pretty sure that my bosses at SiriusXM, they said that they were all going to find a way to go. They were like, wait a minute.
Did they make it? I know we were looking at ticket prices yesterday.
So they're going to go tonight.
Yeah. So it's going to end on a Monday night. Maybe.
Is that what today is?
That's what today is.
It's going to end on a Monday.
That's interesting. So we had the sports bar yesterday we were at the hotel. There was one of those pop-up boutique cowboy hat, custom cowboy hats. Couldn't convince Jake to get one.
I told you they would have to cut 2 of them kind of in half and sew it all together.
Yeah.
You too, though.
Oh, for sure. They had to cut the top off so it would fit down.
Yes.
Yeah,
I'm not the only Hetty Murphy here.
Oh, I know. Not only was it big, they're just weirdly shaped too. That's why our old pictures of us look at the captain's picture of us walking onto the field for the national championship. We just have these big red dots on our head.
Yeah, we got the Peyton Manning dot.
I don't know why. I never had that in the NFL. Why couldn't we figure out our helmet situation?
I never had it at the next level either.
I don't know if maybe just the pad technology improved from 07 to 08.
Maybe it did. Or maybe Greg just didn't fit us right. I don't know. You tell me.
Come on, Greg. What are we doing? Why did I used to have to put second skin.
Yeah.
Remember that? Because in training camp, it's I don't know if I was breaking in a brand new front pad in my helmet every single season.
Right.
I just wanted to use the same one from last year because it was already broken in. And it's like breaking into a leather pair of shoes or something like that. It takes some time. It's got to form to your head.
Yep.
But it always rubbed like a strawberry. Like it was take the skin off.
Yeah.
And that was one of the most miserable things of training camp.
The old Peyton Manning dot.
Yeah, it wasn't fun. But
well,
anyway, we got there.
Well, I bring up everything that's going on currently in Atlanta because the MLB draft was last night. And again, I understand what this trip is. This is all football all the time, but certainly LSU baseball is something that over the last couple of weeks and months we have all enjoyed, and we all know what LSU baseball means to LSU fans. And so we certainly want to mention, and you know by now, if you're a LSU baseball fan, that there was multiple Tigers drafted. Now, look, later on today, the Hunt Palmer Show, Hunt is here this year. He is going to break down all of the high school players that were signees to LSU and what the likelihood is, like Quentin Young and Dean Moss, and he's going to break them all down, right? But here, for us on this show, we're going to talk about the guys that we saw in purple and gold, the guys that made the run and eventually won a national championship there in Omaha. And the first player off the board, we thought he was going to go 1-1. He goes 1-3. Cade Anderson selected third overall by the Seattle Mariners. Of course, Anderson led the nation with 180 strikeouts and 119 innings during last season and was named the College World Series most outstanding player after his complete game shutout in the finals. No surprise that Cade went incredibly high. The only surprise is he went third, not one. But just like we always talk about, the MLB draft is just its own beast. It's its own thing.
Yeah, I learned a lot yesterday watching that draft.
You probably did with Hunt.
Yeah.
So the Nationals decided they'd rather save a couple of $1 million and select a high school shortstop and not select Cade Anderson because they kind of know, what it's going to cost to get Cade Anderson. Cade Anderson has the ultimate leverage because he has a year where he could go back to LSU, be dominant, and be right back in the same situation. But they decide, which is crazy to me, in major league sports, baseball, football, that you would potentially miss out on a Cade Anderson to save a couple $1 million. Like in the scheme of things, like the high school shortstop might be great. He might suck.
Yeah, so
right? I mean, now Cade Anderson, we don't know that Cade Anderson is going to be great in the big leagues, but we know Cade Anderson in the SEC, which is like AA baseball, basically dominated.
Right, and we were watching the draft yesterday. We couldn't necessarily hear it, but we were watching it at the little sports bar here. And so I learned a lot from Hunt and Moscona. I didn't know. So in the MLB draft, there's a slotted price value for each slot. But a kid can take less or they can pay more on that slot. So to save money, the Nationals take Eli Willits, shortstop out of high school in Oklahoma. Now they were breaking him down. Like kid's got an incredible swing. Looks like Bryce Harper out there swinging, swing with power, all the tangibles. But to save money, and I believe that the slot for the first pick, they were telling me, was about $11 million. So they did. They saved around $2.2 million by making that pick. So we'll see how it works out. But of course, Cade Anderson goes high, goes to the Mariners on the third overall pick. So excited for him, excited for his family, excited to see what his pitching path is going forward. We expect big things out of him. So I don't know. It was just exciting to watch.
So he goes third overall. Chase Shores drafted 47th overall by the LA Angels. And we all know what the potential of a Chase Shores can be. Certainly saw him find his way after having the injury, missing a year. You could tell with each and every appearance, he was only getting stronger and stronger. We all know how fast he can throw the baseball. We talked about it often. And Chase Shores can find his way into a MLB bullpen, I think, really fast. I mean, he feels like he is as ready as anybody in this draft. We've heard Jay Johnson say that 1,000 times. This one for the Angels, I don't blame. Like 47 might seem high to some people. I think it is perfect for him because of what his ceiling can be and what we saw from him as he continued to come back from Tommy John. Just each and every time we saw him is like a little bit stronger, more control. Like I don't think he walked anybody in Omaha. I mean, that's not something we would say about Chase Shores a couple of years ago.
Yeah, and just kind of from myself being like an outsider perspective of watching him, just like getting into the baseball right during the postseason myself, this seems like just clearly a draft pick based on potential and talent. Of course, Ianson, it was a little bit surprising to me that Chase Shores went before Ianson did. But that might not have been surprising to anybody else out there, just because Einstein was so, well thought of around the country. He was a great second starter for us. But, man, watching Chase Shores, just all the intangibles, throws it hard, throws it accurately. I think they got a good one there myself. But was it a surprise to people outside of that he goes before Ianson?
I think that was a surprise. Maybe not even where Chase went, because Chase was somewhere in that range of 45 to 65. And baseball, again, drafts a little bit different than others, so you weren't really sure if you could hone in. But he goes 47. I think Anthony Ianson, who goes 87th overall to the Boston Red Sox, that was a surprise, because at the end of the year, Flynn, I think you could argue that he was the best pitcher in the country, like for a stretch of an extended period of time, not just like a week or two.
Right.
Like in SEC play, once he hunkered down, there was nobody better in the country. I mean, we're talking about the guy who was third in the nation in strikeouts. So, he's no slouch. And what do you have, like 152 strikeouts this year? I'm surprised that 86 people in this draft were considered better than Anthony Ianson. I am. I'm going to be honest with you. High school, college, I don't really care. That's a guy that I thought would go in the first 35 picks. So the Boston Red Sox, in my opinion, they get a steal at 87.
Yeah, I think it was a comfortability. Like you saw as an LSU fan, seeing Ianson go out there on the mound, and there was a comfortability to say, we know we're going to get a good outing here. Now, he kind of got dinged up a little bit, but here and there. But overall, really consistent, threw strikes, had so much. I was so impressed with both him and Cade, the movement they have on their ball, and able to pitch in situational pitching, not give free runners on base. It was just like I'm not going to pretend that I know the ins and outs of the MLB draft, but the way you put it right there, to have 80-plus people get drafted in front of him, I have a hard time believing, because what I saw in Omaha was a pretty dominant pitcher.
Yep. Looking forward to seeing how it goes for him. I just think that he is way too talented to last until the 87th pick there. I think he's somebody that proved what he can do in the best league in college baseball, and excited for his future. I know our guy Matt Musso was probably pretty excited that he went to the Boston Red Sox. All right, one final one, because we got LSU coming up here really any minute now. So we want to make sure, though, Ethan Fry gets a shout out. He was selected 95th overall by the Houston Astros. What a year for Ethan Fry. 331 batting average, 13 home runs, 50 RBIs, and was as consistent as anybody there in the postseason. I said it 1,000 times already, but against Little Rock, if he doesn't get moved to the 2-hole, if he doesn't deliver with the bases loaded, who knows where LSU season is, right? Because the night before, they had the bases loaded twice, did not come through. Love the fact that somebody that waited their turn, a la Garrett Nussmeier, like Ethan Fry is that kind of guy, gets rewarded.
Yeah, and is this was this expected for him to go this early?
I don't think so, no.
This is kind of could be a blow to LSU next season. I
don't think anybody thought he would go this high. Well, just because, based off the one-year sample size and playing really in 62 games, but I think when you look at his size and the speed and athletic ability, I know that he's a DH candidate, but I mean he's an athletic guy. He's not your normal DH.
Right.
I mean, he obviously has some athletic ability to him. We've seen him get down the line. I'm sure the 60 is going to be great, or has been great, obviously. So Ethan Fry, to me, is somebody you take a shot on. You take a shot on his size and his raw tools, and you saw just in 1 year, and you're expecting, like, he might not make it to the big leagues as fast as these other guys that we're talking about, but he has all the ability to do so.
Yeah, so I think going this high, I think, I would say the odds are that he's probably out of there, probably gone. So, kind of a blow to the LSU team for 2026, but – and props to him. Without him, just like you said, we don't make the run. I mean, you could say that about top to bottom on the lineup and the pitching staff, but just one of those key parts, key pieces to this national championship team. So congratulations to Ethan Fry. I know he was very highly thought of his teammates as a leader, and just one of those guys that gave you a lot of comfortability in that lineup every time that he stepped in the batter's box. So congrats. Congrats to all the guys that have been drafted so far. So go Tigers.
All right, we will take a break, and when we come back, we're going to catch up with LSU Tiger quarterback Garrett Nussmeier here on OTB.
Off the bench.
All right, go to allstartoyotaofbatonrouge.com. Allstartoyotaofbatonrouge.com is the website. If you're buying new, if you are leasing, if you are renting, they are the true one-stop shop, right? So you go there, you find your vehicle, no matter what it is, all three of the processes, everything is available. So go there today, go check them out, go to the website, reserve that rental. Call Miss Lisa Sessions today in that rental department, allstartoyotaofbatonrouge.com.
Yeah, buying, renting, leasing, whatever you need. If you're in the market for a new car, go to their website, see what they got on the lot right now. You can check out their whole inventory. You can start the buyback process, your trade, and see the value of your current car. Check it all out. Go to allstartoyotaofbatonrouge.com, allstartoyotaofbatonrouge.com.
Live from the 2025 SEC Football Media Days, powered by Parish Construction and Roofing. Enter now for your chance to win $10,000 cash at parishbuilt.com. Our coverage is also presented by Rev and Relief Windows.
All right, welcome back in OTB 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge, and we are now joined by LSU quarterback Garrett Nussmeier. Flynn quickly became the second best quarterback here on set with us.
Absolutely.
Nuss, glad to have you on the show, man.
Yeah, appreciate it. Thanks for having me.
There we go.
We got it?
We got him now, yeah.
All right.
Flynn sabotaged you because I said what I said about you joining the show and him being the second best quarterback.
Nuss, look at these fat fingers.
I know.
And look at
they
these
trust
tiny
me with the
buttons he's got.
board.
It doesn't work out. The physics of this do not work out.
There's a lot of buttons over
It's
there.
okay, dude. They gave us sound effects and everything. So if you say something that we think's pretty funny.
Okay.
You hear that? Okay, good. See?
I like that.
There we go.
I like that.
What's up, man? Year number 2. You're here again. Had a chance to catch up with you last year, but as we always say, like even on the field, off the field, I'm sure year 2 feels a lot better, a little bit more comfortable. You know what to expect than year number 1.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, just having last year to more for the offseason to go back, watch the tape, have a full season to study of myself, see all the highs and all the lows and how to manage those lows, how to, obviously take better care of the football, things like that, but also having confidence in the goods as well, seeing what I was able to do and having confidence in being able to do those things again while also, raising the floor a little bit.
Yeah, when you go and you look at last year and you start breaking down the film, self-scouting, everything that you did so many things well, right? There's things that in your game and that you've shown on the field that there's not a lot of improving. You're doing things that the guys at the next level do, but when you go back and watch and you have to be critical of yourself, what is one of the main things that you go in, and we all have to do it. All quarterbacks have to do it. No matter Tom Brady did it. He has to go and say, what do I not do well right now? What are those things for you?
Absolutely. Well, obviously, it's taking care of the football. Not trying to force things and make plays. Being a better manager of the game, manager of the offenses. In the run game as well. I think there are a lot of things, and I don't like to get too into specifics, but I think those are kind of the two main things that jump off the tape a little bit for me. And just it comes with, I think, also the experience and going through those mistakes last year. I think will help me a lot this year.
So one of the cool things in the bowl game prep, and I'm getting ready for that game and going out to practice, I see you kind of gel with the new offensive line. Because, look, there's 4 guys that were drafted off the offensive line. It's a really good unit. But it was cool to see the way that you kind of integrated yourself and the team around these new guys, right? Guys that hadn't really played before. What has that been like trying to make sure that they're ready? Because, you had some veteran guys in front of you a year ago, and they were leaders as well. But now, you're the quarterback, you're in charge of leading that unit.
Right. Well, I think for one, when all 4 of those guys last year, they set a standard. They set an example. They all worked their tails off, and I think that that standard will not change. I think that the offensive line have really stepped up. The young guys have really accepted that challenge. They know there's a standard to play. Coach Davis will always have a standard to play for his offensive line unit, and I think that they're one of the hardest working units on our entire team. They do so much extra stuff. They're always in their meeting. They're always trying to get right, and so when you have that expectation, you see what it's supposed to look like. You have those guys in the room to show you that. I think that those young guys have really embraced that, seen that, accepted that, and really tried to work to meet that standard.
Yeah, and I think that just with your experience, your playtime experience and what you've shown on the field, when you have new guys in the huddle, it brings a sense of ease when you got a guy that's speaking in the huddle like yourself that has been there, has proven. It kind of relaxes everybody. And it's super important when you're breaking a new offensive lineman. But I wanted to ask you, like, with that, when we talk about, the pass protection last year was the best in the country. So I want to know, with new offensive linemen, how involved are you when a pass play is called? It's 5, 6, 7-man protection, whatever. How involved are you with making mic declarations or changing, or when you're seeing a blitz, or do you have the freedoms to change protections and slide them to different guys?
Yeah, well, we do everything in the quarterback position as far as changing and setting. The center will set the mic and things like that, but everything else is fully in our control. Yeah, I think, it's more about just communication, over-communicating for us, and the style of offense we play, just making sure we're always on the same page, making sure, that whoever's at center knows, what I'm thinking, whether it's sitting down with DJ last year, just watching tape and being like, hey, I want you to know, if we get this look, this is kind of what I'm thinking, so that we're already on the same page, So when we get to the game and I try to make a check or a call, he's not like, what is going on, He kind of understands what I'm seeing back there, so.
Yeah, I want you to wax poetic a little bit about all your new weapons.
Yeah.
I mean, and returning weapons. No disrespect to last year, because they were great, but I think this year could even be better as far as the people that you have the ability to throw the football to, and Barry and Brown and Nick Anderson, Bauer Sharp, and all these people that you've brought in. And also, I don't think a lot of people realize Aaron Anderson was a leading receiver on this team a year ago. Now you lose a safety blanket in Mason Taylor. That's always a great weapon to have at a quarterback position when you can trust a tight end like that. But so many good people you've brought in, and you pair those with other people that played really well last year. I know you have to be excited about all the weapons you have.
Yeah, I think one thing you'll see from us is so much versatility this year. We have so many different guys that are so good at many different things. I think that, there's not a receiver in our room that doesn't run under a 4.4, So we have the speed, we have the quickness, with guys like Aaron, and we also have 2 tight ends that are unbelievable football players as well. And we also have some more versatility in the running back room this year with additions like Harlan Berry and things like that. So I think the word that will translate into this fall will be just the versatility. So many different ways to put the ball into guys' hands to allow them to make plays.
When we get to the end of the season and you look back on it, what to you is going, Garrett Nussmeier's version saying that was a successful season?
Yeah, and I think it's it's very obvious what the expectations are for our team from the outside. And I think the best part about our team this year is that expectation has also come from within. There is no hiding that we expect ourselves to play for a national championship. There's no hiding that we expect ourselves to play for an SEC championship. And so I think that that is a successful season for us. That is what we expect. We expect to play at that level. We expect to compete at that level. We expect to be at that level.
Being around the building a little bit, it seems like there's kind of more messaging about being 1-0 and starting 1-0 and point of focus on this opener. We all know who it is. We don't have to talk. I mean, it's Clemson. It's the other Death Valley, all that stuff on the road. Has it been different in the kind of lead up? Because we always talk about it. Like in our years, we had like 3 Power 4 games that we opened up with. And I love that. I love having, hey, we got to be ready. We can't wait around. Has the message been a little bit different? Yeah.
Well, I think, when you play at LSU, there's always an expectation to compete for a national championship, right? And I think in the past 5 years, we've been so lost in the result. We've been so focused on competing for a national championship, for playing for a national championship instead of what starts that,
Right.
And so I think that the change has been less of, yes, it is Clemson. We're playing Clemson, so it's become Clemson, but it's more of a 1-0 mindset. It's more of accepting the fact that, yes, we expect ourselves to play for a national championship, but where does it start? When we're working all offseason, let's not think about the national championship. Let's think about starting the right way, going 1-0, starting the season to lead ourselves to have that path.
Yeah, and it's hard as a team because you want to, in the offseason, during the season, you want to look ahead and think about all the games. But it takes – so I was fortunate enough to be part of 2 national championships when I was redshirted, and then my senior year. Jacob was part of 1. There's always something that's almost unexplainable. Like when you talk about what makes those teams different, there's good leadership in every single position room. There's good leaderships in units of the offense and defense, and there's good team leadership. There's like a hierarchy of leadership that all report to each other, and everybody's in unison. But it's hard to explain that it factor. Yep. Now, when you look at this team, what do you feel about that? Does this team feel different than teams you've had?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I think, it's definitely the deepest roster that I feel like I've ever been a part of at LSU, the most talented roster. But I think, what you're speaking to is just the closeness and the camaraderie within the team,
Sure.
I think that it's been a while since I've seen, offensive and defensive guys hanging out all the time, and so to see that, to see the brotherhood that we've kind of created throughout this offseason. And I think it kind of started with just having all these transfers coming in and feeling like we have to get them within the team. It's almost brought everybody together as well, and so it's been really cool to see something that's very exciting and definitely the closest team that I've been on at LSU.
And I love seeing it from afar. So look, meathead is a term of endearment for me. It's what we call ourselves. And when I see the meatheads of Pybron and Weeks and Sharp all getting together, I'm like,
you knew the names.
Oh my God,
I knew the names that were coming.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
I'm like, look, those are offense and defensive guys, but they are close and they're working out together, doing meathead things together. I love it.
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of that on our team this year.
So have you ever been in the weight room with the whole team screaming at you, hitting the chalk up in the
unfortunately
on the back? What's your bench right now?
No. I mean, there might have been a power clean rep in there where I got a small.
So not in the squat rack. No,
you got a small crowd.
You don't have Wills where he's winking at the camera before he does 600.
No, 600 would probably break me. So I don't know about that.
Oh, hey Garrett. Okay, so we've got a question, and we're going to ask everybody that we talked to this week, and we said only 3 people are going to be able to answer this question correctly, and you were one of them.
Now, before you ask this question, let me just tell you. Since your first year here, I don't know if you've heard the term Nuss Bus. I've been the driver of the Nuss Bus for many years.
Oh,
so if you did
anything good, like when you came in as a freshman, sophomore, if you did anything good, we would get just a gif of the bus.
Yeah.
Just driving it from this guy right here. So he's been. So if you get this wrong, he's gonna be highly disappointed.
I might just let myself off.
Do you know who Jonathan Moxon is?
I don't.
Think movies.
Jonathan Moxon.
Jonathan Moxon.
Dude, I'm the last
Jonathan
movie guy.
Moxon
if it's a movie,
I know, but you're from Texas. West Canaan Coyotes?
No, I don't know.
Have you ever seen Varsity Blues? Have you ever seen Varsity Blues?
I have not seen Varsity Blues.
Is the bus just crashed?
Oh my Lord!
Is that my generation?
It's ours.
All right,
it's ours. But we're he's got kind of an old soul. He's from Texas.
Dude, I'm not a movie guy. I've never been a movie guy.
You just made us feel so old.
So sorry. That's on me. That's on me.
Well, now you're gonna go look it up.
Yeah.
Back before Clemson.
Varsity Blues. Yeah, don't even worry about Clemson. Just worry about Varsity Blues.
No doubt.
Check it out there.
No doubt.
Man, hey, we do truly appreciate the time. Best of luck. So happy for your success. And this is not just because you're here. We say it all the time. I appreciate this guy next to me because he didn't take his ball and go home. He could have played in a lot of different places. He stuck with us, and we won a national championship because of it. I appreciate that about you. You could have played in a lot of places, but you waited your turn. When you got your turn, you made the most of it, and still more to come. So as former players for LSU, we appreciate the way you went about your business.
Yeah, I appreciate y'all.
Yeah, dude. In this world of college football, it certainly is a unicorn for someone like yourself to stick around. Love a university and program. So, former players, we appreciate what you do, man. Looking forward to the season and beyond that for you. Excited for you. Excited for the season.
Yes, sir. Thanks for having me. Appreciate y'all.
There he is. LSU quarterback Garrett Nussmeier, good enough to join us here. OTB when we come back.
Off the bench.
All right, go to getgordon.com. Gordon McKernan Injury Attorneys. That is the website. You can see what they can do for you in the courtroom, what they've done for past clients in the courtroom, what they've done on social media. At Get Gordon's always going to be the handle there. And it is your area code in Louisiana, followed by 888-8888. That is the number throughout the state of Louisiana, top to bottom, everywhere in between.
Yeah, accidents happen. Whether you're driving a car, whether you're on the job, whatever it is, give Gordon a call. See how they can help you. Let them fight for you. They fought for people all over Louisiana. You've seen the billboards. You've seen the name. GetGordon.com. Wherever you are, 888-8888. GetGordon.com.
Live from the 2025 SEC Football Media Days, powered by Parish Construction and Roofing. Enter now for your chance to win $10,000 cash at parishbuilt.com. Our coverage is also presented by Rev and Relief Windows.
All All right, welcome back in. OTB here live from SEC Media Days.
Womp, womp, womp.
Is that working? Can you hear that?
Why did you? You should have played that when he did.
Could you hear that?
I heard it.
Did I do the button right?
I got
Okay,
it.
I
Yeah,
can't
you
hear
know
it.
it.
But you know what? Doesn't matter as long as you can hear it.
So our over/under line of
Man.
10% of players knowing it just took a big shot.
It did.
Now, is it 5% now?
It's
0%?
It's 1%. It has gone down drastically to 1%. And I felt so bad
I
because
think that was who we were most confident in.
Woodweek's the most
Okay.
confident. He was number 2, though. When we asked him, I felt bad because I could see the disappointment that he let us down.
Yeah, I know.
God.
I know.
And the other shocking thing about this whole deal is then we started going around the room to anybody that was close to us, and it was like they had not heard of
Yeah,
him.
and they weren't in college either. They were adult males.
Red-blooded American males
American man.
that didn't know Jonathan Moxon and varsity. Hunt, you know Jonathan Moxon. Okay, thank you, Hunt.
God.
My gosh.
What are we doing?
I mean,
what are we teaching our youths these days?
I mean, Nuss, you played high
He
school
said,
football. in
Like
Texas.
his follow-up question was like, "Was that my generation?"
Well,
Like, oh God,
you got us.
you got us. No, it wasn't.
Guilty as
What was
charged.
Nuss born?
The real disappointing thing is Brandon Barrio did not know who Jonathan Moxon was
Yeah,
either.
we're looking at you, Brandon.
Our Varsity Blues. We're talking about you on air, Brandon Barrio.
Don't
I
even
know you
know.
can hear us.
We're talking
We're
about
talking
you.
bad about you on air because you didn't know Varsity Blues or Jonathan
Like,
Moxon either.
He's in college. That's fine.
Yeah.
You got
You're
no
not as young
excuses.
as you think, so don't use that excuse. Go home and watch it, Brandon Barrio. Varsity Blues.
Do you think Nuss will listen
Never heard
to us?
of Billy Bob, Miss Davis? Ever heard of those characters?
10.
Jonathan Moxon, Bud Kilmer.
Lance Harbor, probably still coaching in West
Surprise,
Canyon.
surprise, Lance Harbor.
Surprise, surprise. Ever heard of the Alano Club? In the glass
You know what they
there?
had on the glass at that Alano Club?
Yep. I guess
Jeez and Pete's.
Nuss doesn't.
No, he doesn't. Has he ever been out way past curfew the night before a game and you walk out and you're like, oh, it's sun outside and not the moon?
We got a game tonight? Boy. Do you think he'll take us up on our advice to him to watch it the night before the Clemson game in the hotel room? He might throw for 900 yards if he did.
Look, Ryan, I understand that Nuss was born 3 years after the movie
It doesn't
came out.
matter. Have you ever-
I also, look, I was born after, some great movies as well. I was born in 1985. You don't think that I've seen the 1982 classics? Of course I have.
Duh. Yeah. We've seen Scarface,
Yeah.
70s, I think.
I've seen Rocky 1. Wasn't born yet.
Anybody seen The Wizard of Oz?
Seen that
That
one.
was before everybody on
Yeah.
Earth was born.
Gone with the Wind. Seen that puppy. Anyways.
I don't know. We got to reload. We got to regroup. We got to get our composure back.
We do. He looked great, though. Suit
fire.
game looked great,
that
man.
suit game was on point. You see, did you notice the details? Details in a suit
I
make
did.
it, okay? Because there's only so many, designs and patterns and colors, but it's the details. The little yellow button.
Yeah.
Little yellow buttonhole right
What do you
there.
think?
Really
What do you
set it
think
off.
he's down there talking about with Cole Kubelik and Greg McElroy?
I don't know. That interview's probably terrible.
Yeah, I know. There's no doubt. He's
Those-
probably like,
those
Greg's
guys.
like, hey, I made this throw one time, and Nuss is like, cool, I can make that with my eyes closed, Greg.
Yeah.
That's not even that big of a deal.
Later, Greg.
Yeah, nerd.
Oh, Cole, what's up?
Oh, power, counter, gap scheme. Oh, cool.
Jeez, I bet McElroy's never seen Varsity Blues either.
Cole probably has. I'll give Cole that. No way McElroy's
No
seen
way.
that. He could never Jonathan Moxon. Isn't he from Texas, too, though?
No idea.
I think he is. He's from South Lake Carroll.
Okay, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I think,
I mean, you're pretty much neighbors.
basically.
If he doesn't know, well, I'm asking him. I want to really just be like, say, Greg.
Greg, get over
Say,
here.
Hey, Greg.
Come on over here now.
Speaking of Greg, I think Greg Sankey's right behind me
Well,
talking.
yeah,
He is.
these-
Wait, yep. Yeah, that's Greg.
Oh, what's up, Greg?
Yep, say, Greg.
What's up, G?
Yep. Kind of
we-
seem like right here.
We could get McElroy over here at some point during the show because they probably go to break right at the zero, they're right on time, like a bunch of nerds.
So you're saying like when they go to break on time, but we're like
Yeah.
continuing our 23-minute segment
yeah.
that
They
he can come
over. They
to
can
8
slide
minutes.
over here.
Okay. Fair enough.
Bunch of nerds over there. This is fun though. We're sitting here, College Football Hall of Fame. My first time. Jacob actually walked us around yesterday because he was bragging about how there's an 18 jersey here.
There was a display.
We're still looking for it. We are still looking for it here at the College Football
I got
Hall
pictures
of Fame.
and everything. I got proof.
Like, I'm about to post.
I'm pretty sure, though, that the name on the jersey, I'm pretty sure was probably Matt Mock.
It just said Tigers on it or something.
Maybe something. I think it was Mock, though.
But we got this. So obviously an amazing view behind us. Greg Sankey talking right now. But in front of us, beautiful view as well. We got all these beautiful trophies. We got like a huge wall of helmets. More college programs than I ever thought there were, for sure. What do we got, like 500 helmets up
see,
there?
there's like a helmet for like every team that you've ever thought about thinking of. They have a helmet on that wall.
Every team in between high school and the pros is in there.
East Texas Baptist, they're there.
The Tigers, I think.
Oh, I think they are.
Uh-huh.
I should know that. My little
TTBU.
brother played for him. I should know that, but I don't.
You should definitely, 100%.
Mary Hardin Baylor probably got a helmet up there.
Oh, there's no doubt. I can't even think of one. That
Tyler Junior College, probably.
TJC. I actually read a story recently. I don't know if it's like a recent story, but I don't know. My son brought this up to me because he heard it. Tyler Junior College actually had a commitment from a quarterback with 2 prosthetic legs.
Okay.
I know, right? I was like, because my son told me this. I was like, no, son, there's no way that anybody would,
Yeah.
But yeah, absolutely.
All right.
It was real.
Well, good luck to him.
Good luck to him.
Good luck to him.
And TJC, the Apaches.
There was like wasn't there like one player that came out of there that was like
They've had
big
some
time?
good players. I can't remember off the top of my head any names, but most JUCOs do, especially like the higher end JUCOs that play for, because TJC had a run where they were playing, for national titles. I didn't think we would transition to them after
I know.
us, but,
Sorry. Yeah. Well, here we are.
But look, we're Hall of Fame. We got all these trophies, a lot of shiny things. It's
So in the chat, should we change our expectation when we talk to, and if we do, catch up with Whit Weeks from Varsity Blues to the program? I think he actually still feels more Varsity Blues than the program. I mean, Latimer's probably, Latimer's definitely every meathead dream, for sure.
I guess that would be a transition. Like, ask him all the, because Nuss said it was a different generation. Does that mean he's never seen, like, how many good football movies have come out since he was born that are his generation? Like, The Replacements, was that?
No,
that
that's
had
still
to
too
be
young.
Still too young?
That's around the same time as Varsity Blues.
Like, do they know of any? Have they ever heard of the program?
Maybe Remember the Titans? No, they've never heard of the program. If they hadn't heard of Varsity Blues, they hadn't heard of the program.
Well, I would assume all these kids were born after 2000. Both The Replacements and Remember the Titans was early 2000s.
Yeah.
I mean, this is the stuff people need to know. I feel like.
I do wish like we had like a circular camera that caught everybody's reaction whenever he like let us know that he didn't know what we were talking about, and the disappointment not only in his face but everybody around us.
Yeah, he didn't want to fail us.
He did.
He didn't want to disappoint us.
I know.
But he did.
Just as long as he makes up for it when they go to Clemson in a couple weeks.
But you know what? It was just an idle threat that I made that I would hop off the Nuss bus if he didn't know it.
Yeah.
I'm still on it. I'm driving it. I'm saying all aboard. Toot toot. Let's go. Nuss bus.
Like that's not. And I told him this. It wasn't like just blow smoke for Nussmeier. This man next to me, and it didn't matter. Like you go back to when Max Johnson was the starting quarterback, early days of Jaden being the starting quarterback. When Nuss would come in and make a play, we're in a group chat and we were going to get the bus GIF, whatever you want to call it. I call it GIF. You probably call it GIF. I don't care. But we would get that from you. It'd be the monster truck
school bus
that was running over every car,
that
right?
Pops a wheelie.
Something. Yes.
Yep. Yeah, I've said this. I've told this story before. It was his first year at LSU. I went and watched one of the scrimmages in Tiger Stadium. I can't remember if it was spring. I think it was training camp. I was there to watch another young quarterback.
Yeah.
I was, high draft pick. I wanted to go see him throw. I wanted to go just, there was a lot of hype with him. I wanted to go see him. And so I was watching the scrimmage. Like, all right, good throw. I was like, all right, I see it.
Yeah.
But then I was like, and then I turned my head like 180, and I was like, but who's that guy? Like, that guy is making throws that are special, that is different. It looks a little bit different. It looks confident. It looks a little bit cocky when he throws the ball. He's thrown it into windows that young quarterbacks shouldn't be able to make those throws and make those reads. He's throwing it based on defense's leverage, on where guys should be getting to that aren't there yet. Because a lot of times, especially as young quarterbacks, you're like, all right, I'm going to throw it when I know I can complete it. So I see him open, I make the throw. And in college, you can get away with that. At the next level, you can't. You got to throw guys open. You got to throw guys before they get open. And he was doing those things at a very young age. Of course, there's learning curves with that. You do throw interceptions. You got this little kind of gunslinger mentality. Mistakes happen with that. And I'm not comparing him as a quarterback right now or yet. I'm just comparing him as like play styles. I've always compared him to his style of play and his mindset and the arm talent to a Matthew Stafford when he was at Georgia, because Matthew Stafford was a guy that at Georgia, when he started, could make all the throws. He had a great arm. And everybody knew it, but you know what else? He knew it as well. So he would try to do a little bit risky things. He would try to fit throws into holes that he shouldn't be doing. He threw it into cover 3 a lot, and not the real cover 3. I'm talking about triple coverage. We'd call that cover 3. He'd do that, but he learned and he progressed and he got better. That is what makes Garrett so much better, because he has improved and taken what he does well and started to eliminate those mistakes. And he said it right here. What's the thing I got to work on? I got to fix the turnovers. Yeah. So all the things that you do well, you have to self-scout. You got to say, what have I not done well? Turnovers was the first thing that he said. So we know that's on his mind. We know that is something they're focused on, and just excited to get this thing started with him, but not excited about the Moxon thing.
Yeah, but you can tell LSU very well represented here. I mean, I'm getting text messages as we're sitting here doing the show of people that are interviewing Whit Weeks right now, and they're like, this is a great representation of LSU. This kid is incredible, and it's so good to have, guys like that here for LSU representing the school, and hopefully maybe today we can catch up with Whit Weeks. But we will step away now. Don't worry, more OTB coming your way live from the College Football Hall of Fame.
Off the bench.
All right, if you are looking for the perfect way to kind of wind down here during the summer, maybe you go to the beach, you go to the lake, you go to the river, whatever it might be, you should wind down with an ice cold Dos Equis, or maybe you go for Dos, because that's the way that it's supposed to be done. It is always the perfect time. It doesn't matter what the situation, where you're at, it is always time for an ice cold Dos Equis. And so, look, take the advice of OTB, kick your feet up, turn on the game. You want to watch an MLB All-Star game. What better way to do it than with an ice-cold Dos Equis in your hand?
Yeah, I mean, if you're not going to listen to us on anything else, football advice, whatever it is, listen to us about the beer you drink. Dos Equis, that cold Mexican lager, ice cold with a freshly sliced lime. Are you kidding me? We got to the hotel yesterday, and we talk about, like, delicious beers. Hotel beers slap. Okay, they're amazing. We deleted a couple Dos Equis last night. We'll probably do a little bit more this week. We'll see. Go for Dos, dosequis.com.
How can you see into my eyes like open doors, leading you down into my core, where I become so numb without a soul. My spirit sleeping somewhere cold.
Live from the 2025 SEC Football Media Days, powered by Parish Construction and Roofing. Enter now for your chance to win $10,000 cash at parishbuilt.com. Our coverage is also presented by Rev and Relief Windows.
All right, and welcome back in OTB here on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge. We do apologize for the short segment. We've never done that before.
This is the first time,
First time we've done it. But look, we had Garrett Nussmeier, so we were kind of manipulating the clock once they told us he was coming up our way. And we do appreciate, shout out to my guy, Brandon Berrio. Even though you didn't know who Jonathan Moxon was, I'll forgive you because you made sure we had Nuss today, so we appreciate it.
You don't speak for me, though. I don't forgive you. Alondra just texted us. She's making fun of me a little bit.
About what?
About the last read.
I didn't even hear it.
Yep. She said, DosEquis.com.
You didn't throw the website out there.
I did. Apparently, I threw the website out there, and I said, "Look, this is like someone with a squirrel seer's worst nightmare in here. There's a lot happening. There are shows on either side of us talking. There's shiny trophies. So
You
yeah,
said DosEquis.com.
I mean, you can go there.
You can. Like, people are like, oh, yeah, let me
gotta
go to
type in your age. You gotta
DosEquis.com
type
and let
in
me
your
verify
birthday.
I'm 21 years old and check out the list of products they have.
So yep, there you go, guys. That's exactly what Dos Equis, sponsors the show for. Send them to their
to the
web
website.
traffic. So
Oh, my gosh. I did not hear you do that.
yeah, that's on me, people.
Oh, my
That doesn't
God.
change the fact that
So the fact that we've already been aged by all the Varsity Blues
Yep.
deniers here, you just made us look like Grandpa Ron because you threw out the website to Dos Equis.
actually, please go to http://www.dosequus.com.
Oh, my gosh. I can't believe you did that to us.
Can't believe you did that to us.
Like, there's some, like, some people, like, they want, like, yeah, the website, tell you, but, like, for Dos Equis, like, we got some cool points. Like we got these great sponsorships, and, like,
Yep.
Dos Equis is one
Yep.
of them. And, like, I know we got to go to a break, but we're wearing our poncho. Like, we got a cool deal with ponchos. So, like, and then, like, you just ruined it all by DosEquis.com.
Well, about 7 people walked by the table while I was talking about the delicious Dos Equis. So,
We got to go to a break.
All right.
No,
Later.
Jesus.com.
Off the bench. Off the bench.
All right.
Put your
Go,
birthday
all right,
in.
Go to ktozblinds.com. You don't have to put your birthday in when you go to that
You just
website.
any
You
age.
just go and you can see Brandon Barton and the team and all the great things that they can do for you. Interior, exterior. Sometimes it's on the exterior, but it actually helps the interior. They've done that for me. They put the Roman shade in our kitchen. I told him hey, here's what I have as a front door issue. Like, we need a little bit more privacy. And I like tell him like a brief description of what we're looking for. He's like, oh, say less. Like, we got you covered. That's how they work. That's what they're going to do for you. ktozblinds.com.
A Roman shade. Who's ever heard of a Roman shade? It's
Me.
unbelievable. So they'll go into your house and they will fix your house. They will help your house. If you want to help control during the middle of summer, control your power bills, electricity bill, whatever it is, interior, outdoor, K to Z interiors and outdoors living. Go to their brand new website, see their gallery, see what they can do for you. K to Z Blinds.com.